from this. With that, the next part that we have is about jobs, creating jobs, helping our economy prosper. I've invited Eric Stuart, who is Vice President of Steel Manufacturers Association. He has served in that role at Steel Manufacturers Association since 1996. He attended Boise State University, received a BA from Virginia Polytechnic Institute and State University, and he received his master's degree from the University of Connecticut. So I'd like to welcome Eric Stuart from Steel Manufacturers, and if you'd like more about his bio or find out more about Steel Manufacturers, you can go to steelnet.org. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everybody. If everybody can hear me, I'm just going to lean over into this microphone. A little bit of background on the Steel Manufacturers Association. We represent the electric arc furnace portion of the industry in North America. We have 30 member companies, mostly located in the United States. Those 30 member companies run 85 U.S. steel mills, facilities. We're located in, goodness, I think 37 states and 140 congressional districts. And each one of those facilities is usually in the 300 to 400 person workforce class. So we produce new steel product from recycled steel scrap. We are the growing portion of the steel industry. You may be familiar with companies like U.S. Steel. Goodness, there aren't too many of them left, but those aren't our members. That's a good thing. Those are the integrated producers. They melt stone, refine it, make steel. My members take the steel in a demolished building, reform it, shred it down, and reheat it and recast it. Makes new steel, the same product that was initially made. Quality, no degradation. That stuff goes into new cars for your driving around pleasure. It goes into your buildings, both public and private. We're looking to get into residential. If you guys all want to build steel houses, that'd be great. We support that wholeheartedly. Nonetheless, why I'm here today is to talk about the competitive nature of the industry that I represent and the idea of workforce and workforce improvements. And it's easy to point out, and I think without coordinating with the other speakers here today, I kept going, oh, well, there's something I don't need to talk about now, and oh, there's something else I don't need to talk about now. The idea that we're here to promote is my association has long been a proponent of a rational and focused energy policy for the nation. We believe that with a rational energy policy that what we see is better access, better support for the grid. As our members utilize electricity as their primary feedstock to melt the steel, electricity generation is very important. So as we see the Clean Power Plan coming out this week, last week, certainly our members have been intrigued with the idea of something that could fit inside half of this room that might be able to pull up next to a steel mill, and suddenly we don't have to depend upon the grid. We can just kick up the generation on site. Our members have looked to invest in those type of technologies and those type of raw material inputs so that they are more capable of continuing competitive nature of their businesses. And let me tell you, I've worked with the eGeneration group for the past 2.5 years. I brought them up to our membership. I put them in front of the VPs of operation of our facilities, and they intrigued them with 30 minutes in front of them talking about what the possibility is for this type of generation. And what the feedback that my membership gives me on this is, my goodness, why isn't this further along than it is? And I said, well, from our viewpoint, we want to let all flowers bloom in the garden. If it's energy generation, let's support it. We support wind, we support solar. We know we can't melt steel on those components of production for the energy that we need to utilize in order to make our steel. This concept of investing in this type of technology, wheel it on plant, and cut your grid off and just generate on site, that intrigues our membership. And if they have the investment capability to put that into place and they expand the use of their process, or as a result of this investment, they're able to start another facility somewhere else near to major markets, they're going to do this. So it's very exciting for us to see this kind of group out here pushing this type of technology, and in that it's a already recognized technology, proven. We don't see any downside here. We just need to get over some of the federal issues that stand in the way of this kind of progress. Further, when you say competition, we're North American companies. We produce 65% of the steel used in the U.S. on an annual basis. The market for for steel in the United States is 130 million tons annually. So there is an import penetration going on every year. We see 25 million tons of imports coming to the U.S. in steel products that we could make here, but we don't. And we're ceding that 25 million tons on annual to foreign nations to produce and dump their steel into our market, sometimes at unfair price import numbers. The competition factor that we see is if we had this guaranteed lower cost energy generation on our side, that we could bank further out, we could predict what we're going to be able to produce, and we could compete against that imported component and make it more of a self-sufficiency North American marketplace for the products like this. And I don't think I'm the only industrial sector that would be intrigued with this type of possibility. Other energy-intensive sectors around town I've talked to, forest and paper, chemicals, some of the other major industry sectors, they're very interested in this as well. So this is not just steel going out and saying, oh, we support them, everybody else should. This is steel being maybe the first ones into the line. We're one of those technologies who actually, in the 70s, was at 10%. We've grown to 65% now. We continue to grow. We want to see something like eGeneration and that technology to follow the path that we've done. So that's all I have.
Okay, thank you, Eric. And again, if you have questions for him, please write them down and we'll get them to him.